economy, healthcare, and education. And I want you to view it, if you can, everything I tell you through these glasses. Put on the 3D glasses, and what should be showing on the screen every time is view the entire context of what I'm telling you through your own personal liberty. And I say that because I'm not trying to be apocalyptic, and I'm not trying to scare anyone in the room, but whether it comes to the economy, healthcare decisions, or the education system, make no mistake, your liberty is at stake in these elections. I'm not making this up. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not some wingnut from the... I'm telling you, I'm just giving you the facts. You know, folks, it's going to become very real soon because the lifeboats are running out. And when the lifeboats were gone on the Titanic, everybody looked and said, wow, this ship's really going down. Well, the ship is going down. The difference is we can fix it. We're the United States. We can fix anything. But the lifeboats are running out. And remember, it's always darkest right before the dawn. And I assure you, there's a nice, bright, big sun on the horizon. But we got to do something now. So the economy. How are we losing our liberty here? Folks, it's all about taxes. It's always been about taxes. Taxes are not an economic issue. They are a liberty issue. I can explain taxes and economics to you all you want. I can explain to you why capital gains taxation doesn't work, why a confiscatory corporate tax rate doesn't work, why a progressive tax rate that's nearly confiscatory for rich folks does not work. I can explain all I want, but I'm going to explain it to you easily by saying the ability to take your money is the ability to take everything you represent. Think about it. It's a common sense solution here. If they take everything you make, you don't work for yourself, you work for someone else. That's called servitude. That's not liberty. That's no one's definition of liberty anywhere. Now think about it. There's all this talk about a fair share for, and Arne and I were talking about businesses, small businesses, and we were talking about how they've demonized everyone. They talk about, oh, they have to, the evil millionaires, which are really small businesses, 3/4 of them, by the way, have to pay their fair share. I ask you this, why have they never given you the fair share? Because their fair share, folks, is everything. They will never, ever rest. And if they put a cap on that number, it deletes their entire ideology. Their fair share is everything. They believe if they regulate you to death and can tax you at confiscatory rates, they don't need to own your business. Because they already do. That's right. Whether Arne's name is on the contract or not is completely irrelevant. It's irrelevant. He gives his money to the government and he's regulated by some bureaucrat who knows nothing about his business. Why own it? That was Marx. Marx didn't know what he was talking about. That failed. They know these people aren't stupid. These far-left liberals, they know that doesn't work. So why own it? You don't have to own it. Just regulate it and tax it to death. You already own it. Folks, we have to take a stand on this now. There is no economic evidence anywhere in human history that increasing taxes for the evil business producers like this gentleman here, anyway, that's led to prosperity. Think about it. If taxation and increased taxation and bigger government programs and a bigger government role in the economy was the answer, Greece would be lending us money, not asking for it. The evidence is right in front of you. You are defying logic by saying this works. Every system that has tried this, confiscating more of your money and spending it by a third party, has a 100% success rate of failure. It's failed every single time. The only way they can sell you this idea, and we were talking about this, is by making people evil and demonizing folks. It's the only way. They have to get you to hate your neighbor, but they can't put a face on it. They can't. You know, the president and Cardin, they can't get up there and say, Arne, he's evil. Because the people who work for Arne like working there, or they'd quit. They understand that. So they can't say Arne's evil because people go, oh, that doesn't make sense. I know Arne. I know David. I know Ken. Well, they're not so bad. I mean, listen, they may have disagreements in work, but they don't want to lose their jobs. They can't say that. So what do? They talk about the millionaires and billionaires. Folks, I worked in that place a long time. This is being done intentionally. It's being done and it's left as vague and as opaque as possible. So that you say, yeah, millionaires and billionaires, get them, until you realize it's you. That's who they're talking about. It's the only way to sell this absurd argument that if you put 3 people in a room, you took money from A, gave it to the government, gives it to B, B's richer. No, A's poorer. That's it. Government doesn't make anything. There's no iPad. Have you ever seen an iPad that said on the back, made by the US government? It doesn't make anything. It doesn't. Now, I'm not arguing here for anyone, and I don't know any Republican who is, that we don't need to pay taxes. Listen, we need a military. Matter of fact, I say all the time, Republicans are the most pro-government people out there. We're pro-military, pro-corruption-free court system. We'll fund that. You're absolutely right. We have a constitution that says exactly what we should fund. There is a basic regulatory apparatus we need so everybody's playing by the same rules, not Obama's rules, our rules, regular rules. You know, a common system of currency, what we produce, these are all common sense functions of government. But the Cowboy Poetry Festival, a soccer field in Guantanamo Bay, this is your, folks, this is your money. They didn't create this. See, Arn creates value. I'm sorry, Arn, I'm not trying to be but we had this conversation. Arn creates value in his business. People voluntarily give him money because he gives them a product or service they need in return. Everyone benefits. No one benefits when the government takes your money and spends it on a soccer field in Guantanamo Bay. No one. They only sell this absurdity by calling the evil millionaires and billionaires the 1%. And you start to say, that makes sense. Well, not you, but you know everyone else is doing it. They are doing this intentionally. Your liberty's at stake. Folks, I'm not being apocalyptic or I'm not trying to scare anyone. Make no mistake. There's no limit to the fair share. It is everything.